Becky Matea.
And I'm Pete Panos. Welcome.
It's Good Day NWI, and it's March 17th in the region.
And guess what? It is, isn't it? How can you tell?
Because we're all in green.
Yeah, right?
Not to mention that, I have a lot of green because I'm from Whiting.
Well, that's has something to do with it too. But this St. Patrick's Day, we're all wearing our crazy outfits. I'm sure a lot of people are today.
Some of these mic needs to go off. So we're hosting and directing. And you can help turn that music down. So we have Boots helping, he's our sports guy. We have Lorann, Lombardini, he's our special guest. And the music is going up. Anthony's in the way back in the theater, the Panos Theater.
All hands on deck today, everybody.
Well, what's great is we have this big staff, and it allows people to come, not have to be here every week.
Yeah,
so we have different people helping every week. So
yeah,
everyone's learning and loving it. So let's go over the cameras. We have a behind the scenes Facebook Good Day NWI is Pete's camera, and that's is Pete's it should be horizontal, Lorann.
Oh, you want me to switch it?
Well, on Apple's you can go horizontal so that we can see it better. We've learned that. So she's going to do that. We have the new iPad with the
that thing's
videoing that's going to go on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe there. And then we have Lawrence on Instagram. Can you turn? Is it?
I don't think this holder can go horizontal.
Yeah, it turns. You're good.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'll start off with the food, fashion, weather, and traffic. One of the things I noticed today, it was still light out, which was nice because we sprung forward
right at 7 o'clock.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we were here having the Academy Award party.
Last Sunday.
Yes.
It was
so
fun.
it wasn't unusual, but you can go back and watch it. It was wonderful.
We had a great time here.
Like once a month,
good people.
we have a party and we can have a live audience, and you guys can say stuff in the back. They're doing hand motions.
You both got great compliments on your outfits by a Leah Lombardini.
Oh wow, who is that?
It's one big happy family project here, and that was nice that it's light and the traffic was easy peasy coming in. You were going to go downtown, but
today everyone's at the bars getting hammered. That's why there's no traffic on the streets.
Oh.
They've been there. They didn't leave yet. But tonight I'm sure we'll be on their way back.
You were going somewhere today, though.
I was going to go to the Southside Irish Parade, like I usually go. But it starts snowing. I'm like, you know what?
The weather.
You gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
So
and actually, there's been quite a few, and we're all kind of fighting a little bug here. So I've been sleeping most of the weekend, and they're fluing. I forgot my tea. I want to give a shout out to all the people who brought things over. That was very kind of you. I know through the ages, Graham Stu did a lot with teas. Teas are very helpful in making you feel better, and I just tried to sleep. So those are
sleep it off, sweat it out, whatever you gotta do.
So food and so we have treats tonight. Where did you get all the treats from?
Strex.
Like
always.
They're fantastic. They're a wonderful community supporter. One of my favorite things that I would do when I was working was go and get lunches from there because their chicken, their sausage, and sauerkraut are good. And we can quiet on set in the back. It's like we can hear you guys. And their roast beef and their ribs, and you had them here for the party before.
Super Bowl party.
Oh,
they catered to the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love Strax food.
And last week we had Chabella cater the Oscar party.
Correct.
They're in Sherville.
I also do want to mention, remember there is that website, ind55.org, and you can go on there, you can see the cameras that are out there, you can see construction that's out there, you can see the accidents that are out there.
The cops waiting to pull you over, all that good stuff.
So, all the help we can get, but just be careful. I always tell everybody, one of the most dangerous things, not only always deadly, but dangerous, is getting in your car every day.
Huh.
So just be careful when you're out there on the roads.
Hey, 3 weeks ago, I was at a dead stop, and someone slammed into me at a dead stop at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you have to watch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Too.
Yeah.
Right. Fashion. So tell us.
We're St. Patrick's fashion today, right?
Went online.
All the one time I went to Amazon and found all this on Amazon, guessed by the size, and it worked out.
And
got lucky. Even the Adidas to match and the socks to match.
Wow.
Absolutely. Everything matches, let me tell you.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Why not?
I love one
Everything?
of your favorites, Calvin Klein, and I get these if you are at the stores. TJ Maxx and Marshalls have these types of dresses, and they're like a fourth of the price. So I got a new, and I have a lot of green, but I didn't have much Kelly green. And so I was like, yeah, I gotta wear something
Oh,
Kelly
today
green.
you have to.
And I had a bigger dress on, but getting ready, it just gets so warm in my house. It was layered, it was from Akira, which Val and Taylor also like. But I had to change, so I put the little sweater on, so I layer, so if I get warm or cold, because the lights create warmth, the moving creates warmth.
I heat down here sometimes.
People create warmth. So
That's
fashion.
for sure.
I don't know, these are, I think, aerosols too, because they're movable.
Now, you have some nice shoes.
Yeah, well, they're comfortable and they're, I got the shot in the hips, I feel a little better about that. On the inside, on the outside, it's not so good. But I should be back at practice tomorrow. It is going really well with, it's called Beautiful, the
Memorial
Carole
Theater Opera
King
House in
story.
Valparaiso.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you're familiar with all that.
I am.
I missed Thursday and he's like, you can't miss that. I'm like, I practiced all my parts.
So
I'm
you can't
ready
miss
to-"
rehearsal, you can't be in a musical and not go, you gotta be
So
there.
I'm gonna go tomorrow, but I can't sing because my throat, my voice is still.
Oh, you'll be okay, just do honey before you go. Honey and lemon,
Yeah, okay, well,
I'm telling you, it works.
all right, well, I did my run through on Wednesday, and they were very happy with me, so, but it's amazing, the people, the voices, the acting, the venue, I mean, I actually feel like it's pretty special.
How many people in the cast?
There's about 30 of us there,
Wow.
because there's groups, right? So it's the stories of Carole King, or her songs, and it's her, but then it's the Shirelles, and then I think it's the Platters, and then the Righteous Brothers, and then I'm Marilyn, but it's not Marilyn Monroe. It's somebody else that I think her husband was friendly with. So
Who's directing the show?
I'm just meeting all these people. Jazz Dakini, I know her, her username, Patty, and then I think it's Sharon, who's the vocal director. And then there's a Josh, who's the stage manager, and
They've been doing productions there for 30 years.
at the Memorial
Yeah,
Opera House.
long time.
I know they're trying
And
to
all their
raise
shows are
money
fantastic.
to restore that.
Yes, they've been
And
doing that for a long time.
So I'm gonna get into a trending story here. We talked about restoring that place because there's another big venue, arts venue that is for sale. So tell us
Performing
about
Arts
that.
Center in Munster,
So what's going on there?
of all places. It's for sale for $11 million.
Because the hospital oversaw that, but now Powers is taking over that system, which I was at a meeting this week for the healthcare in our region. And there's 3 hospitals involved in that, so I think with that transition, they don't wanna utilize that anymore. So who's bidding on it? What's gonna
Munster
happen?
School Systems is bidding on it. It looks like they're gonna get it. They're putting a bond together for a mortgage, and they're borrowing $11 million.
But the key is, they're not gonna just put admin in there, they're
No.
gonna keep.
Keep everything going, the weights going, and admin,
Keep-
and use the auditorium, because they need 2 auditoriums for Munster High School. That's what it said.
Because I know a lot of people were worried about that. And it is a very nice venue
It
to
is.
go and see shows, but there's a lot of others that you're familiar with, theaters, name some of them that are getting ready for their spring productions that you were involved with.
Marion Theater Guild, Janice's Guild, one's in Whiting, one's in Hammond. The Toll Theater, they just switched directors there also. They got some new taken over, is what I read in the paper. Then you have Performing Arts Center, and then you go to 4th Street Theater out in Chesterton,
Yes, they
if I'm
have
not mistaken.
production.
Valparaiso, Chicago
one.
Street Theater has
Footlight
it.
has one.
Yeah,
So
Footlight,
if
Michigan
you're
City.
wanting to either even be on this show or be in productions, go ahead and kind of venture out and
Yeah,
see
go
if,
audition.
see if that's something that would be fun to do.
It is fun.
right?
And once you start doing it, you get addicted. I've been doing it for 30 years. Oh,
Yeah, I
Long
saw
time.
some of your
Yeah.
playbills, which is really
Yeah, it's
cool.
neat.
Moving on into another big story, solar eclipse. There's a solar eclipse coming, and a lot of people are hosting it, and so that means you have to have the glasses, right? Because
it say burns your eyes, right, or whatever
well,
it
yeah, you
does.
gotta have special glasses because you're looking at the sun and here comes the moon. I guess
Yeah.
that's what's happening. I have it as April the 8th at 12:30. So being
Have a viewing party, why not?
you know what I'm remembering? When we were in high school and college, wasn't there something in the theaters where we would go and use those glasses? What was that for?
3D.
Oh,
It's 3D.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that. That was.
I used to go to the Hoosier Theater in Whiting and get the glasses to watch 3D movies there.
100-year anniversary.
Yeah.
What?
of the Hoosier.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it is.
And that's a relative of
It
yours
is,
too.
yeah.
And we might even be down there on a Sunday. It's just,
Cousin John Cutras that owns the Hoosier Theater in White. They've had it for many, many, many years.
you know, we all have these great ideas, but it's pretty, you know, like just trying to get the group together and letting people know that we switched, because, you know, we have people going to different places. So, you know, we also have another studio that we were looking at, and that's a possibility. But right now we're just honing our craft here until we venture out, because that costs a lot of money. And as we pitch these things, we have the big sale coming up. We have great people, we have wonderful content. The technology, this stuff costs, and you gotta have people that know how to do it.
Yeah, and every week
Right?
we realize what we're missing, and every week we're out buying stuff, and realizing, wait, we need to go get one of these now too.
2 steps forward,
So,
1 step back, so we've
yeah.
got all of our, so I would pull all of us up here, because we're gonna start to switch, so we might need Anthony. Does Anthony need to be in the back anymore?
Well,
No,
he's up.
so we're gonna have Anthony up on the steps, because we're gonna switch in about 5 minutes here.
Yeah.
So our usual run of the show is we do all this trending, and then sports comes on, and then we have a special guest, which is Lorann Lombardini today. She's gonna talk about a few different things with her life, where she went to school, and what she's doing now with her nonprofit Angels Honor Guard. And then we finish up with some events, and that'll be back to us again.
Okay.
Let's see, what else do you see on here?
Sounds good.
We were going over these things. What's the next
CPR,
one?
CPR.
You know, there are CPR classes all year round at this new MAC Center in Belleville, which, you know, I think you're out and about all the time. It's probably a good idea, you know, that we're active and that we know how to
And
do
coloring
that.
it.
And trying to do something
Yeah.
that the chest pumps, the breathing, and even defibrillators are out with the AEDs, you
A
know?
lot of these businesses now, you have to have them.
Do you have that at the
We
car
do, at the
dealer?
dealership, you have to
Right,
have, yeah.
so he's with Kia out in Joliet,
Yeah.
and I'm with Vision Quest in, well, the region in the world, but because of technology, we can go all over helping folks. Howl at the Moon. You love that.
I love Howl at the Moon.
It's gonna be here.
I've been there lots of times there in Chicago. It's dueling pianos.
They're coming here though. March the 29th, I think it's in Griffith.
Really? Where?
Mhm. You'll have to look that up, because I didn't have enough room to write it, so go ahead and look that up. If anybody knows, go ahead and comment.
You can get as goofy as you want with those guys. You get on top of their piano and sing. And they do karaoke with them. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
A lot
that
of
is,
fun.
I've seen it, I haven't been to one of them.
So much fun.
And then, I just wanna mention before, Lutz comes on, we're at the 7:15 mark with sports, vintage markets. So I think I, you know, everything is like, you know, comes back around, so
It does.
I don't really throw it away. I'm like, I give it to someone, or I sell it, or, I use it for decorations, you know,
Me,
someone-
I throw everything away, so I'm in trouble. I have to go rebuy everything. I keep nothing.
Well, then you have nothing vintage.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, no.
I really don't.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna head over, and then Dave's gonna come on here, and we're gonna go into sports next.
So what happened today? What's going on with this March Madness, right?
We're right in the heat of it. The Big Ten Conference Tournament is the last tournament in college to be completed before the selection committee selects all the teams to get in. So if you win your conference tournament, you get an automatic bid. Then the committee gets rid of those teams, and all of the rest of the slots are filled with at-large teams. So like somebody like Purdue, who was borderline one in the country back and forth throughout the season, they didn't get an automatic bid. They didn't win the conference tournament. Of course, they're gonna get an at-large, and they got a 1 seed. So the 1 seeds, so the top seed in each bracket is Purdue got 1, Houston got 1, UConn got 1, North Carolina. So by the committee standards, that's the 4 best teams in the country.
So at the end of the day, they picked how many teams?
There's 64. It's been 64 for a long time. They do have 2 play-in games. It's traditionally been in Dayton, Ohio. So it extends to 68, and those 2 winners fill in to whatever slot the committee wants. And, you know, they might have a 16 seed or a 1 seed playing a 16 seed that they don't know who it's going to be yet. That's usually in Dayton, Ohio on Tuesday and Wednesday. I didn't really double check to see if that's the same case this year, but it's been that way for probably a few decades now.
Let the
And
betting
then,
begin. Las Vegas.
And then Thursday, round 1, and I won't be in Las Vegas, but
Start
that
betting.
is the funnest place to be.
It has
Because
to
you
be.
get fans from all these random teams throughout the country that made it.
Yeah.
They got their T-shirts, all the same, you know, their team nickname or, you know, nicknames of the guy, each guy that roots for that team. And then they're just cheering like their team might be 20-point underdogs, but if they lose by 19, they're cheering because they covered the point spread.
And this goes on for how long? How many weeks?
Each week goes 1 round, so 1 round first round will end Sunday. So
Okay,
the Thursday and Friday are opening round games, besides the Dayton, Ohio games.
got it.
Those two winners of those meet Friday, or Saturday, Sunday. All those winners advance, and it just goes week by week. So then the following week is the regional finals. That'll be down to 16, and then it filters into the Final Four,
Wow.
which is a great atmosphere.
I already know you have your pick, correct?
You know, I've looked it over, and there are legalized pools you can get in where you pick, you know, for free, for fun. And a couple of teams I've looked at is Arizona and Auburn. So I didn't even have to go through much of
Auburn.
the alphabet. Yeah,
Okay.
Bruce Pearl's their coach. He's a fiery guy. I kind of like rooting for him. And they're red hot. They just won their conference title by like 20-some points. I don't like picking the one seeds, the top seeds. You know, it's just, you know, you get in a pick'em contest and everybody's taking the top teams. Purdue, UConn won it last year. And Baylor's a team that's fun to watch because their coach is, and they won it in 2021, I believe. Their coach is Scott Drew. The Drew family is known in Valparaiso. The kids played at Valpo High. Bryce played at Valpo College and in the NBA. He's both sons of Homer Drew, who's a legend at Valpo University, got in as coaches this year. Grand
Thank you.
Canyon University, who I think's in Arizona.
Yes.
They got in under Bryce Drew. His brother Scott Drew coaches Baylor, so they both got in the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I want to remind everybody, you can fill out a bracket and win $1 million. Do we know where that's at?
ESPN maybe, but it's a perfect bracket gets you that,
Yes.
and you have a better chance at getting struck by lightning twice while waiting in line to collect your lottery ticket.
Then winning the $1 million on
Hey, you
that.
got to play to win. You never know.
can't
So
win unless
you heard
don't
it
play,
here
that is
first.
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
So is there anyone local playing at Purdue?
There, as far as
There were a lot of Indiana guys, but the one from Valpo left. He went to Northern Kentucky. There was a. Do you remember him, Lorann, watching him play against Luke? Brandon Newman, but he scooted. But there's a lot of Indiana kids.
As far as local teams, Purdue, I think would be the closest. The team that was talked about a lot for this season was Indiana State.
Are they
The
going to get
Sycamores,
in?
They had a great
Did
year.
they get
did
in?
not get
No,
in.
they didn't.
They played their
That I know.
conference tournament final against Drake, and Drake kind of has a history around here because at one point they had like 6 region kids on the team.
Mhm.
Now they've all graduated. My cousin's son played on that team a few years ago. They played Indiana State in a great conference tournament, but in that conference, unless pre-conference you've played some big schools and beat them, you pretty much have to win your conference tournament.
so
And
sad
Indiana
for
State
them.
did not have enough wins pre-conference. They played Michigan State to a pretty good game. If they could have won that, that might have snuck them in, but
So there are other teams in the area besides that 64. So we're talking about NCAA Division
Yeah.
1. So Grace College, we have a kid from Chesterton that's in the NAIA top 16, Jake Wadding. And I thought IUN got into it, but I don't know if they've made it any farther. Have you seen? They did
I
get
have
into
not, You're
it.
talking about the men's? And
Yes.
I know the women's were pretty good. They had
I
the
didn't see them go anywhere, but I know the guys were in it. And I think
that
hockey's
Jessica
still going.
Carruthers, Crown Point,
Yeah.
ex-Crown Point player who won a state title there.
And so
She had 51 points a couple weeks ago in a game, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure
they
on the
didn't
postseason status. Didn't
go.
get in.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and there's all levels, you know, Division 2, NAIA.
Division 3, I think
Yep.
somebody was out there doing
And-
something. And then the hockey is continuing on from PNW.
They
Did you
made it,
see
I want
that?
to say St. Louis is where that was going to be played, that postseason.
So I haven't seen if they've
any,
won it
updates
either.
on that.
So beyond basketball,
Well, the high school region-wise finished up. The only two, well, Crown Point's definitely the region. They happened to draw Drew Fishers, who was the number 1 in the state in the first game of semi-state this past Saturday. They pulled within 5 in the fourth quarter against who everybody thought was pretty much the best team, this Fishers team. So Crown Point lost, and then Marquette lost on the 1A level. So
when
we don't
is
have
the
any
state
region
final?
teams left. It's kind of odd this year. They won't play next week, next Saturday. They almost always do that I
Right.
remember. So next week they play in Indianapolis. Indianapolis hosted the NCAA rounds 1, the first 2
oh,
rounds.
so when are they going to play the state
The
final then?
following Saturday.
Okay.
Gamebridge Field, the name I couldn't remember.
Everything-
And that's an Indy? That's an Indy?
Yeah, that's the main gym, like where the
Yeah.
Pacers play.
Yeah, yeah,
Gamebridge
yeah.
Field.
Yeah.
I don't know why the IHSAA commission in Indiana couldn't find another gym. IUPUI plays in about a 7,000.
That was the
seat
hang-up?
stadium. Yeah, it was a scheduling conflict.
Wow.
So they're gonna go the following week, I believe March 30th is what I read, so it's not this Saturday, it's the following Saturday.
So we're finishing up winter sports, and here comes the spring
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Are any rankings out yet for the area?
I haven't seen much, but we're talking
Baseballs.
softball, baseball, track and field has started. I do know that.
Boys volleyball is going strong. They've
That's
got
a-
that in
that's an
as a
emerging
sport now.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and girls wrestling is one of the biggest emerging sports. I know they're off season now.
What's the one like this?
I like
The
to see
lacrosse. There's
Lacrosse nationwide is
boys and girls
is an
are
up-and-coming
playing all
sport.
over for that too.
But
Merging.
I like high school and college because the enthusiasm. It just you see even this basketball as we're
And
finishing
it draws a
up
big
basketball.
crowd, huge crowds.
It's just incredible the emotion these high school and college kids have
Yeah,
after
yeah.
wins and losses. Anybody who played sports been on both sides.
Yeah.
But I do know that and high school baseball, softball, track and field, which I love, not the most popular sport, but this upcoming Wednesday, I do know Lake Central is at Munster in high school softball. That starts at 4:30. Lake Central is going to be the best team in this area, and they're great games. They don't last long, so because it's a pitching dominated game. Get out to some high school sports, guys.
Did IU make the 64?
IU wouldn't have made the 200, but
Because I'm still looking for
That's-
signatures.
so they'll come out with NIT, which is
Okay.
the secondary one, and there was a third one. I think it's CBI or CIB
Okay.
that nobody watches. And
Well, somebody's doing it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the high school and the college, anything professional sports going on? I mean, there's a lot of trading going on. I saw that was big news today.
There's clearly big news with the Chicago Bears, I assume is what you're
Yes.
talking about. Yep, we don't have our same quarterback, so Justin Fields, I believe, has been traded to the Steelers for a 6th round pick, I think in 2025. I thought we could have got more. I think the reason is they don't think he's developed enough as a passer. As a runner, he's phenomenal. He's one of the best running quarterbacks I've ever seen. But
It's
as a
kind of hard to
passer-
pass if you don't have an O-line.
No, that's true.
And I don't
that's
even
true.
play football,
Now,
and I know that.
I would have thought that another team maybe we would have gotten more because he's valuable to a
Very.
team, not necessarily at quarterback.
So who is the lucky quarterback?
Well, the Bears got the number 1 pick in the draft. It's gonna be Caleb Williams out of USC.
What are they paying him?
Your Fields?
Mhm.
Well, what the Bears got back, I don't know if there was cash along with the Steelers' 6th round pick in 2025 is what I believe we got for Justin Fields.
So we have a quarterback that doesn't even go to the combine, or didn't do anything at the combine. That to me is a red flag. So
Personally, I
So they
like
think
Marvin
that
Harrison Jr. as a receiver to come on, but we've picked up some guys. Keenan Allen as a receiver.
I thought it was the quarterback that didn't
Yeah.
do
Oh.
the tryout.
Was that Caleb Williams that didn't? Yeah.
And is he supposed to be better than this Justin Fields?
Pretty
Pretty
the
good.
Bears
We'll find
think
out.
so.
We'll
I
find
watched
out.
the Notre Dame USC game, and Notre Dame controlled Caleb Williams. And against some of the bigger teams, Williams didn't fare well. But those combines, and the scouts, I mean, they know the inside. They know what the kids had for lunch and this and that.
Yes,
so
they do.
I'm not
Yep.
sold on Caleb Williams. Some people are, some people aren't. But
We'll find
as
out.
a fan, I just root for the Bears. Like, I don't do a lot of the preseason and spring training with baseball coming up. Like,
Maybe
day one, I'll start following the regular season.
maybe
you know.
they should follow the strategies of the teams that are winning. How about that?
I mean, it's simple, but
What
I
a
mean,
great idea that is, huh?
it's very,
But it's hard to do. I think
and I would
agendas,
say
egos.
would be the Patriots leading into what the Chiefs are doing now. So you want to mold a team after what is successful.
What works,
The
right?
Patriots over the years
Yeah.
of Belichick and Brady,
Great players.
and now Andy Reid and Mahomes. That's the next coming. They've won 3 of the last 5 years.
So beyond football, is there anything else going on in the world? I know Luca's in Spain. They have a lot of football games over there and some
Well, in Spain,
shows.
football would be what we would call soccer.
Yes, football. Yeah,
Football,
soccer.
yeah.
So and then the Olympics are coming.
Oh yeah, that's they're in
And
Paris.
that was good news. Simone Biles' husband is going to play for the Chicago,
Gee,
so
he's on the
that's
Bears.
fun.
I can't. I don't know his name, but I did read that.
So
Yeah,
Simone Biles' husband.
yeah,
That's his
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're crowd watching, if you're at a game, Simone Biles is one of the greatest gymnasts ever. I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be
so
cool,
that'll be
you
fun
know.
for the area. Any other local? What's your son doing in local sports, Pete? Does he play for Munster?
No. They all play soccer. They play in Crown Point. They do traveling teams.
Travel
They all
soccer.
travel.
So we've got that going on,
Yeah.
travel ball.
A lot of it.
Softball's going
So
on.
it's travel and AAU, it is just, I mean, it's been around for decades, but like in the 80s, when I was growing up and playing, we had like one AAU tournament. It was in Huntington,
Yeah.
Indiana. That was
My
it. You didn't
AAU
have
was
that
at the
extra
community
stuff.
center.
Yes, it was.
Or Morton High School, or the playground. Hey, I saw bowling. People, I think it was Valpo Bowling was doing pretty good. So we've got cities, counties, schools that were all like.
There's a couple
mentioning.
salesmen that I have are bowlers, and he won $10,000 at a tournament.
Don't you have a relative that owns?
Yeah, Olympia Lanes.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
could, and they have
And Hammond.
tournaments.
They have tournaments all the time.
Oh Lord. Okay, we're gonna leave this down because
Yeah.
you know. At least it didn't hit anybody. What other things are going on out there? Is pool? I was talking to some. They were playing pool. They had pool leagues at Leroy, so we're covering the whole region, Lake Porter and LaPorte County.
Oh yeah, darts. I mean,
Oh,
you got-
darts! You got any friends doing darts?
No. That's literally a sport that you can bet on professionally. There's
Yeah.
literally point spreads on darts, professional darts.
Does the place where Bridges, do they have darts in there?
I don't.
Most bars do. I would
Most
think so.
bars,
Yeah,
they have those
darts.
leagues. Horseshoes is, I saw
Fantastic food at Bridges,
doing-
I know that.
Yeah.
people, horseshoes,
It
people
is.
are signing up for horseshoes. And NASCAR, what's going on with NASCAR?
A lot of right turns.
Safer that way.
I wish I was
It is.
more well-rounded with some of these. I mean,
But,
NASCAR's
NASCAR's not an
summer.
obscure sport. I just
No.
have never gotten into it personally.
that's all right. I told people, we're ball people. Swimming, wrestling, gymnastics, I could probably never do any of those. Pete, what do you got? What do you know about the NASCAR? Because you said
NASCAR's going to be in Chicago again. They're going to shut down the streets like they did last year.
That's Joliet.
No,
no.
downtown Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
When does
Lakeshore
that
Drive,
happen?
Michigan Avenue. I think it's in July, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
that
around
around
the
Taste of
4th.
Chicago?
Around the 4th.
It's way before Taste, if I'm not mistaken. But
No, Taste is around then too.
is it? There's so much going on downtown all the
Yeah.
time. It's crazy. You can't even drive there. Like today, good thing I didn't attempt it. All weekend has been crazy downtown.
Is the river?
It is.
River's Green,
They
yeah.
did it Saturday.
Very
Well, you
cool.
know, we did
Yeah.
have some Irish celebrations. I think Crown Point was today. And then people, I think the lady that we're having on in a couple weeks, Carol from the credit union, a mom's friend, Villa Cesar had a big function.
They did.
Yeah. So there's, I don't know if we have tons of Irish, but we're all Irish for a day,
I went to
right?
high school, Carol.
Yeah, she's going to be on in the beginning of April.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. And then next week we have Cash Charities.
Yep, Fred.
And the following week we have Paul Vale from New Life Church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For Easter.
Yes, he's going to be
Yeah.
on for Easter, and they've got pickleball.
There's an up and coming sport.
So do they have tournaments for that?
Yeah, there's some ex-pro
There's
players
tennis.
that have dipped into like pickleball.
You mean like tennis players?
It's
So Susie.
well, tennis would be pickleball on steroids. Pickleball's courts.
Yeah, well, they made it smaller for I think the folks who can't like move around those courts, so it's a nice.
Yeah, those are known as
easy-
senior citizens.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's big in Florida.
I don't know.
It's big
My
in
kids are
Florida.
playing pickleball. And what about ping pong? He's got a table here. I
It's
mean,
hidden behind here.
Is that an
It
Olympic
used to be good in
sport?
college.
Is that an
Yeah.
Olympic sport?
Oh my gosh.
It
You ever
is.
see the top level ping pong?
It's not easy.
You watch highlights of that and you would think there's no possible way they're doing what they're doing. They're 10 feet, 15 feet behind
They're
their
like
end,
jumping.
slamming it as hard as they can. It's just back and forth.
That's crazy.
You barely see the thing.
Yeah.
So with that, anything else before we close? We're gonna like get our tea, let the dogs out, and
I'm
then
all
Lorann.
for the Howl at the Moon stuff. I know it's
I
not a
have too.
sport. It's one of my favorite places
I
in the
love it.
world. Is the one in Indianapolis.
Oh.
No offense to the one in Chicago. I've spent some of the best days of my
They're a total
drinking
blast.
life.
It's the best time. There's
It's
no
a
So
doubt.
they're
dueling
coming
piano.
to Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, there's a Howl on the go, I believe.
Yeah,
that has
they
done it.
move
Whiting
around.
had one years ago I went to. And those are fun. But the sing-alongs and all that, it is my favorite place. The one in Indianapolis is my favorite one, though.
And I think at the Hard Rock, we're gonna talk about it later. They have different things. That's the Gary, and then in Michigan City, like these venues with entertainment, they have a lot of people who come in. And I'm just gonna mention, I just remember Frampton Comes Alive. Wasn't that an album back in the '80s with the big
Yeah.
the big hair? He's gonna be at the Hard Rock tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So
On
who's
the
going?
Monday.
Who wants to go?
I'll go.
I got a ticket
Good
to
day in
collect.
WI.
I will go.
Good day in WI. Becky, Pete, Dave, Lorann and Anthony.
Let's go, sign up,
Do
sign
you even
up.
know who Peter Frampton is?
It's amazing though, some of these
Those are the oldies.
bands
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
people that
You
come
know,
and do,
celebrities,
like the
all right,
festival
ready?
in Hammond always has,
Yeah, some
it's
of
like,
them.
oh, those guys are still living,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, they're doing.
Yeah,
All
they
right, we're
are.
switching it up now.
Yeah.
Once again, Becky Mattea, this is Lorann Lombardini. Welcome, thanks for coming to help. I know her pretty well, and I've been asking for quite a while to come and help because tell us a little bit about yourself and where you studied and how you know about all these different things that we've got going on here.
Yeah, so I just graduated from the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University in May of 2023, so just last May. And I studied entrepreneurship and marketing, so I've always kind of been a little tech savvy, always loved, I don't know, video, photo editing, just stuff like that, being creative and whatnot. So I know a little bit about the setup. It's not easy, definitely, and equipment is definitely costly, but it's nice when you can get that stuff and share with your family, I suppose.
So you work at Drury Design out of Illinois, and you were just in Texas. Tell us about what happened down there.
Yeah, so I went to this big conference known as South by Southwest, and that's in Austin, Texas.
Turn you up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
That's in Austin, Texas. So
There you go.
there we go. Yeah, it was just a basically 2-week long film, music, and interactive festival, which is just based on like business, tech, AI. A lot of the conference was based around just futurist minds, which was very interesting to me because you actually see these things, people that spoke about these topics 4 years ago, they're actually happening in real life. Like everyone 4 years ago thought TikTok and TikTok Shop was crazy, but everyone's buying their products off there now, so it really does happen.
So one of the interesting things, and you could probably bring that toward.
It stopped.
Oh, okay. So Good Day NWI stopped. If you're watching there, you're on my camera, but you could walk that toward us and just kind of like do a close up here and a close up there when she's talking.
Sliding this forward?
You just coming toward me and getting a close up of me talking. Yeah. So one of the really cool things that Lorann messaged me is she's had this idol, and we discovered her in Kansas City because she has jewelry, and she met her and took a picture. What is her name?
Kendra Scott. She is a female billionaire and she's an amazing entrepreneur. Something I took away from her speech was just that she really values her workplace environment and really does a good job of being diligent, talking to her suppliers, and she'll go in and meet every single person that she works with and every single person that touches her jewelry. If there's something that's happening in their operation that she doesn't agree with, she gives them 30 days or she walks away. So I thought that was very empowering.
So she dreamed about being a jewelry. Is she a designer or she just procures these? She has a very specific design. And one of the cool things is you pop you choose the colors, the stone, and you can kind of create what you want specific to you. But the store is lovely. It reminds me of the other one, Kate Spade.
Yeah, definitely
which is
similar vibes. A nice
and
medium line of jewelry, affordable, nice quality.
she was more of a purse person, and she actually ended up passing away. And we're going to talk about something very harrowing later on with the reason why Lorann has this dress here. But she actually was a suicide problem. So I think one of the things is keeping the balance, because it is stressful. And in the U.S., we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So you grew up. You went to Chesterton, you played sports, and then you kind of parlayed that into college, because you did say Kelly's almost like a sport. You're good, Dave.
Yeah.
You're good now.
It is for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, just once or twice. Yeah, thank you, Derek.
I mean, Kelly's very time consuming. It was a lot, but it was definitely worth all of the experience and everything. And I still got my volleyball in here and there at the club level, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, just finishing up about Texas, I got to see some really cool films premiere, which were documentaries, so those were going to be exciting. One of them was about a 1996 Olympian gymnast, Dominique Moceanu. That movie is going to be coming out. It's called She Looks Like Me. It's really, really good. I got to meet them.
We were talking about even us doing a documentary, and they have Emmys for TV shows. We were wondering if there was any type of award for what we do. These are, I call it a show, podcast, personal productions, And I did send a few to Pete. I think there was a communicator award, which I did the information for, and they keep saying, hey, it's due, but we were a little skeptical. But I do think it does take a lot to do these and produce these
I
programs.
mean, yeah, that documentary I think took 5+ years just to make and get on.
I mean, just
film.
this week to week is a lot of effort. So now we're gonna move into, so you work
At an interior design firm in Glen Ellen, Illinois.
and what do you actually do for them?
So I am a digital marketing manager, so I manage our social media, our website maintenance, I do some of our print marketing,
You do
just
events
overall,
too,
yeah, I
usually
do
say-
events and branding, all the stuff that marketing entails, marketing professionals wear
And they
8 hats at the
design
same time, yeah.
And rehab buildings,
Yep, and mostly residential, but commercial too.
Chicago.
Right.
Right, and they're beautiful, and they can check that out on what, their
Yeah, you
website?
guys go to the website www.jurydesigns.com with an S at the end, and then our Instagram is @jurydesignKB, so you can check us out there too.
Okay, and then, I'm just gonna have you kind of stay and then hold up the dress, because another facet of Lorann's life is something that's kind of touchy. She also has a nonprofit called Angels Honor Guard in memory of her friend. Do you want to tell us that story and why you have this dress here?
Yeah, so last year or actually it's almost gonna be 2 years coming up now, in August, one of my really good friends, Avery McMillan, she passed away from a fentanyl overdose. And ever since that, it was just super compelling to me to keep not only like her legacy alive, but just make sure that no one else has to go through that type of stuff, and especially how relevant it is in a lot of people's everyday life in college and high school. You just, a lot of drugs around now, and not anything is safe, so it's really not worth it. And if there's anything I can do to help that.
We're stating that you can have a lifetime of grape in one time. So she was drinking and was poisoned with the fentanyl
Right, she
from a
didn't-
criminal
Right, she didn't
on
do it
parole.
herself,
So that's also a really key point, and that you had to go down and testify. So we want to eliminate that from kids' lives, and they've taken a good thing and they've made it bad, and especially coming in from other places to try to harm us. So lots of good in the world, and there's this evil. So the dress, you're asking for donations, and then you sell the dresses, and there's an initiative. Typically it's the cup cover, but it's to protect yourself, your whole self, against any type of harm. And we were out, and I saw your friend Taylor Martin, who's gonna vote for the IU trustee, and she tells us, what did she say? Her sister was drugged in
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it happens
In
a
a
lot.
drink.
Yeah, it really does. It's just messed
Blacked
up,
out.
and no one
So
can.
stop drinking,
Yeah,
put a cover
I mean,
on, put
yeah,
the
if
stuff
you
in
just
your
have to be
drink.
professionally paranoid about every single person you come into
Right.
counter with. You can never be alone, and just make sure you always have your phone and your location on, and everyone knows where you are in your life.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Don't be so that you're not aware. Don't be out past. I always say don't be out past 12. Be with groups.
Yeah, I just
don't
took
be fighting with anybody.
I want to promote too the Fight Like a Girl self-defense classes. I just took my first one the other night, and it's ran by some PNW and Lake County sheriffs, and that was
Where
really
was that
cool.
at?
That was at PNW in Hammond.
Okay. So with this, how do they get a hold of you to donate? Because you have a space, 1830 Indianapolis
Yes.
Boulevard.
That's where I have
Whiting.
most of my dresses. And what I'm doing with this is you can either have me sell it for you, and I'll give you whatever the profit share is, and then we donate to mental health awareness, any recovering addicts that can't get into rehab, and just fentanyl awareness overall.
Keeping drugs out.
Right.
In a way.
So I'm gonna give, I think, 20% of my proceeds there. And if you want to sell with me, you can reach out to me at my Instagram at Lorann Lombardini, or you can email me at averyrosedigital@gmail.com.
So typically people I saw, they were just going to donate, and then you sell the dresses, and then that money is used to educate, prevent,
Yep.
and buy product to remind you.
Right.
And there's actually an item out there that you can, and I'm actually developing more of it. It's almost like an alarm that, and we can take this out. Anthony, you wanna grab this? So this is just an old,
Yep, this
An
was
old
a
dress
homecoming
from
one, but I
your
think it'd be really
homecoming.
cute for farewell, or if you have any, like maybe a wedding of some sort, quinceañeras, right?
and then you
Anything.
have the long
formal.
dresses too.
Yep, I have a lot of prom dresses, and I also have a lot of other women's wear, just like blazers, nice tops, dress pants. So I also wanna just provide a resource if anyone, you know, needs it, right? If you have an interview or just, you know, something else, you can always rent it from me, get in touch with me there. I'm on Facebook at Lorann Lombardini, and I'll have my Facebook, for the Avery Rose Closet for the dresses up tonight, so you can catch me there too.
So one of my passion, my top cause is strong families, and one of the things, and they're certainly, and one of my favorites is Jordan Peterson, because these aren't just opinions, these are facts that he sees the studies, that if you do certain things, certain other things will happen. It's kind of like statistics, if and then. So we know that good men, good women, going to church, staying away from areas that are questionable or situations. We know that alcohol, drugs, they impact. What was I listening to? Oh, I think it was Paul. The people you hang around with has such an influence on you. So just really try to connect with those folks who are going to lift you up. Thanks again for coming on. Anything else that you want to give a shout out to? She's also helping her grandma. Give a shout out to.
Hey Grandma, if you're watching.
She always is watching.
Yeah.
When you head out, Pete's gonna come back. Check that phone right there and see who's on there. I think
Brian
we're gonna.
Williams.
Okay, who was the first one that you mentioned? Jill Matea. We'll go with her.
Yeah.
She moved back into the area, and somebody did ask me, I think when I was at Bridges, if we were related. So yes, we are. So we do Lake Porter and LaPorte, Stark, Jasper, Newton, Kosciuszko, I think it's in there somewhere, just because it's Polish, but, and there's another one that Susie said. But let's name the cities that we go. We start, I'm from Whiting, Robertson,
Robert Sale, Whiting, same thing, pretty much. The next
East
to
Chicago,
Hammond,
Munster,
Highland,
Highland, anybody else?
Griffith.
Going down.
St. John, Cherryville,
Yes, yeah,
Dyer,
Dyer, Cedar Lake,
Maryville, Hobart,
Lowell.
Yes.
Okay, we're coming back up.
Lowell,
Yep.
Yep.
Cedar Lake,
Lake Station, Gary, so then, going over Portage, Chesterton, Burns Harbor.
Burns Harbor, yeah.
Valpo,
DeMont,
Cats, over at Michigan City.
DeMont,
Demont.
Yeah,
Anybody else? Laporte,
Couts.
Counts. So those are pretty much, when I said
we
the
need to write this
region.
stuff down in habits. We're gonna
Oh, well, I got it.
Right?
Oh, anyway,
I need to do
it's up
this.
in
Have a
here.
list of it
Yeah,
behind you.
exactly, right?
Yeah, when we have all of our graphics going, we could have that.
Yeah.
If we missed you, do call in, do type in, do come on the show. We'd love to have you. Remember, we have Facebook behind the scenes. We have. Did yours go back up or it went down?
Went down,
Oh, Good Day NWI. Did you have it on Wi-Fi or regular?
regular.
Oh, I was saying because my Wi-Fi works better. So if you know of anybody who's on Good Day NWI, I will share this one to Good Day NWI because the Becky Matea is on. This will be going on YouTube, and you have to subscribe there. But we have Instagram. What's going on in Instagram? This is
Yeah, we
new.
got some viewers. We have Tay Bay and Lily Vesmar. So.
Yes.
Oh, Lily's okay.
So there are, I think,
Good.
different targets on these. So the older
Instagram's
folks
a
are
little younger
Facebook. That's
generation.
probably middle, and then TikTok. I think are the real youngsters.
Yeah, and they're trying to ban TikTok, I hope they don't.
Oh yeah. There's always something going on, isn't there?
Too much politics. You have a cold, right?
I'm not sure what it is.
Past 3 days?
I think it is a
Or
cold.
allergies or whatever
Yeah,
it
I
might
think
be?
it's a cold because I got sniffly, I got achy, and I had the coughing, sore throat. So I slept and I did a lot of stuff. And quiet behind the set, please.
Shake it off, you'll be okay.
That's up to you or something. Okay,
Alright.
so go on into the events. What do we got going on in events?
Easter egg hunt, right? Coming up.
So those are lower, so we're gonna start up here. So we did mention this one.
Peter Frampton, we talked about him already. And then PNW, right?
Yes, go ahead. NW Women on the Rise in Westville. They have a big function Thursday. There's about 30 of them that they've, a lot of organizations, I think, good, I don't know what they're called, New Life, NWI Life, they have something for women. Different organizations have this where they recognize folks all around the area. So it's just another way to get involved and do good things and have somebody call your name. There's a networking that same night at Asparagus. I know Susie likes that place.
I like that restaurant too.
I know we've named some favorites. I love Gino's. I could just eat those peppers, and I could just eat those peppers though, just for the whole meal. Do you have any other favorites around here?
Well, I like Chabello, of course.
Okay.
I love going
Freddy's
there.
Steakhouse is
Yeah.
also real good.
In Hammond, they've been there for what, 50 years?
Lucretia,
Long time.
what about
It's a Crown
guys
Point, right?
in Chesterton? Guys over there, anybody have any favorite restaurants that they go out to? Could even be fast food.
Grindhouse in Whiting, that's my favorite place.
What is it
Right by
called?
my park.
Really?
Yeah, it's a coffee shop, Grindhouse, they have
Grindhouse in
really
Whiting.
good
Is it on
coffee.
119th Street?
Yep, it's right next to the Whiting Historical Society building, right on the corner.
Yeah, there's a
of-
lot of development over there.
Right by the,
Our
right down
houses.
from the Mascot Museum. right
Yeah,
that baseball
Straub
field.
Avenue,
Oh, that
New
was
York.
Mhm.
over
Bridges
there.
scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Griffith.
Yeah. Yep.
China House, Chinese food.
Cheers in Munster.
Oh, yeah,
They've been there forever too.
yeah,
I
and
don't
long
there's
think
time.
quite
I
a
don't think
few,
I've been there.
I think that, we've mentioned that a few times too, there's some new ones that are opening. And I was gonna mention, say as well that, Joseph Pete will be back on, and he does a lot of writing on that, on the new openings of places. And I think one of your favorite fast foods is coming.
Raising Cane's.
Yes.
I love racing.
Love
Love
Raising
it.
Cane's.
I love it
It's gonna
too.
be in Maryville.
The sauce
Because
is so
they're,
good.
there's too many chicken nugget places in Maryville, so they won't let them in there.
So where are they opening? Where are they coming to?
Somewhere up here. Is there a Trader Joe's yet?
No,
No?
I've been dying for one. Maybe Whiting should get one, cause Strax isn't cutting it.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
well,
Strax, love you, but
well, there's an
you
Aldi
need better produce.
and Trader Joe has to have certain demographics. It has
Correct.
to have
Yeah.
50% college educated, so something to that effect. All right. Humane Indiana ball is Saturday. Did you know that?
Where at?
The Hard Rock, and the tickets are pretty pricey, but it's for the
It's okay.
animals. I wanted to mention, there are tons of places where you could go and get a pet. So reach out to them all throughout the area. They're overfilled, so spay and neuter. And good news, there were 3 dogs that I was helping. They found the husky, and then there were 2 corgis. And we spread the word around. We got people out there, and we found them in the field in Porter.
Wow.
And I mean, that's another thing. I could be on that all day. I try to limit myself, but try to keep them locked in. And I told her to put one of those, what did you say, air tags on them.
Yeah.
The chip is only if you find it and you take it in.
Right.
The air tag will track them. And I actually called it tracker. There are people who track, it was mostly deer, but they will help you track with bloodhounds to find your pets. So she
I
found
didn't
them
know that.
before he came out, so that was great news. Okay, this is something that's really cool, it's a business, this one, Hobart Biz Expo. Okay, it's still right there.
Hobart Business Expo.
What's the date? 28th.
28th.
28th, so that's the end of this month. Jay, I think it's Harrigan, he's fantastic, director there. He's also in real estate. They're gonna have that at the Hard Rock. So Hard Rock is
It's a great place. I
booming.
like going there a lot.
Yeah,
I really like
most of
it.
the time, but don't they have smoking there?
But you can't even tell.
Okay, well, I know Dave was kind of like, I don't know.
In the back.
And it's a lot of.
In the back,
But when
it's
you
not
first
too
walk
bad
in,
at all.
But you really can't tell that
But
much.
what's nice about it is it's the only thing halfway between like me and you.
It's minutes.
You know, and it's
7
kind of
minutes from there.
convenient, and it's the only thing in that area, so I'm hoping that helps drive business with the new mayor. I
It's
saw
so close.
him at the Gary Chamber, Chuck Hughes, and then Mayor Melton, and then there were some other groups that were having breakfasts and other functions, so, it's an election year coming up, so everybody's got their platforms out again. And we're not talking these. We're talking.
Wait, not these
Belief
platforms, the election
systems.
platform.
Election year, huh, Pete?
Boy, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to that.
So they're gonna do after show antics with that. We don't wanna
Oh, yeah.
ruffle anybody's feathers out there.
We'll be neutral, no
Read
problem.
these 3
Right.
groups that are local, because we don't have a band this week. I did get Milk Billies in May, but you see the 3 groups right here? Right here. Rockology, Jam Roast, and Elton Jeff.
Elton Jeff, we went to school with Elton Jeff. Jeff Kajewski. He's great.
So
He's
he was-
so entertaining, so entertaining.
So he was in Dick Diamond and the Dusters,
Yes.
and then he has another one that he does just like singing with a partner. I can't remember. Foot 5 was my favorite. I think it's like Jeffrey G on the piano with his friend. But now he does, his alter ego is
Elton
Elton Jeff and Elton
With his
John.
Elton Jeff.
And he was at the Opera House.
His
but
show is so good.
yeah, he's
Oh,
very
awesome.
talented.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to myself, I'm memorizing my songs. I don't know how you can memorize 20 songs and play and talk. But I suppose if you practice enough, kind of like sports, it just kind of comes naturally, right? So, and I tell this to the kids. I see a lot of people needing tutors. You have to put in that amount of time into your studies as you do in other things to be good.
You do.
It's
Lots
just a
of
matter
rehearsal time,
of time.
repetition.
Putting that time in. And there's some strategies too that you can utilize. Anything else before we do it? Oh, I've got 7 minutes. What else you got? What else have you been seeing around the area?
Wow, I've been seeing a lot of electric cars all over the place. People are buying electric cars,
Yes.
and they're not cheap. And you watch and see, if this continues, the gas will go down, because there won't be a demand for that anymore, or much of a demand.
So that's probably why, there's a hydrogen hub going in Whiting.
There is.
So for 10 years, they're going to have, how many thousands of visitors are, like 10,000 contractors for like 10 years, over the next 10 years up in Whiting. And I know there's been, we have to learn how to live together, live in harmony, because these types of things are also providing money for us to live here, but you can't be so bad that you're like noise or polluting, because that's been happening a lot too with the flames and the smells. Okay,
But that's been going on in Whiting for 90 years.
Yeah.
But we have to be conscientious. I mean, we'll work there, but I mean, you can't kill us while we're working there. So, so I mean, hey now. But we have
Between Amico and Amazo, it used to be called Amazo, now it's called something else. The smell came from Amazo, and the Amico.
And there's Unilever up there.
Yeah.
So we have a beautiful lakefront, and it provides many resources.
It is.
And so it's probably a constant. Hey, we want to deliver product, and vying the environmentalists who say, hey, we want to walk, we want to enjoy, we want to live here. So I believe the national park I saw. At Riley's Rail House. That was Thursday. They had the annual meeting of the Porter County Visitor Center, and also saw the South Shore, because I think they would be a great sponsor for this show. And then there's LaPorte, because we're promoting everything in the area, and they're already getting funding for that, so this would be a natural outreach. One region is kind of on the bubble now, but anybody who does want to donate, we are monetized with stars on Facebook. You can just send in something. All this does take money to produce. We do most of it out of the goodness of our hearts, but if we want to go to that next level, we do have to have some funding in there. Sponsors, ads, any of those types of things, we welcome any of your ideas as well.
And come and visit, stop in. Be on the show.
You can be in the live audience.
We want to know who you are, where you work, what do you do, have a business come in. Talk about it.
So we have a beautiful resource, and we said we have the people here, we have the offerings here, and we have a lot of fun here. So why shouldn't we? Oh, actually, I did talk to Fox. I talked to them too to pick this up, because I'm just, is Good Day NWI kind of like all the other good days around the country? I'm like, yes. So we're gonna try to get them. Involved as well.
You never know.
But anything else from anybody out there listening? Anybody writing anything on Facebook? Anything on
Just quietly
Instagram?
watching.
Instagram?
I did.
Okay. Well, you only have like.
I think you get a certain amount.
Oh,
of time.
okay. Does anybody want to come on? Because you can bring them on camera. If you want to come on the show, we can show you. We can bring you on camera and let people see you. What I've noticed is everybody's really into what they do, but then you're like, you want to be on the show and be on camera?
Like, oh no, I can't do that.
And I'm like, I don't know, we're all on camera anyway, aren't we?
You're on the stage 24/7.
I mean,
Let's face it.
because they said
You are.
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Not anymore. Now with technology, because everybody has their cameras out.
Yes, they do.
And it's public domain, so you can't sue somebody because
Nope.
you're out and about. You're there. So if you don't want to be somewhere, then you shouldn't be there.
You don't want to get caught somewhere you shouldn't be there.
There's people follow politicians
All over the place.
all around.
Yeah.
Laura Lerner or whatever.
Oh, just to get
It's all
them in
she
trouble.
does. It's
Right.
just no. She
His
just
videos.
follows it
Oh,
all over.
like,
And puts out
like
footage.
tweet, like just to just to have
She has her
people.
camera and follows politicians as they're going into meetings, as
And
they're
there's
going
nothing they
into.
can do about it.
Nothing they can do.
Oh, so
Exactly.
Her name's
it's like
Lorann
a
Lombard,
show,
I
like
think.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Podcasting. So, any plans for the rest of this evening?
Maybe go to the Hard Rock. Why
I
not?
mean, Leah brought me a medicine. Well, it's not called that
Medicine
anymore.
ball,
Not
yeah.
called
Medicine
that
ball.
anymore. Not called that anymore.
They changed the name?
Because
It's
you
like-
can't say it because it's not really medicine. It's like a
It's-
health sickness tea,
It's
and I forgot it.
mint, jasmine tea, steamed lemonade, and honey.
And I tried to do that, but I was just like, it's so much easier to say, bring me one. So she brought me this huge one, and I forgot to bring. But I mean, I was telling Anthony if he wanted this. He's kind of a particular eater. But I love corned beef because it actually is like corn. It's like pickled and it has the seasonings and it makes it really tender.
I wonder if they have it there. I
And then you
love
have
corned
the
beef.
potato and the carrots and the cabbage. So we call that kapusta in Slovak. We love our cabbage even though it's Irish. And did you do anything with the
Not for,
cabbage?
no, not for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, tomatoes.
Yeah.
All right, anything else from you guys? Anything else from you guys? All right, we're gonna be signing up. I always say, have a spectacular week. Cover those cups,
And take care of yourself and each other.
and God bless.